Hello, everyone. Welcome to Studio A. My name is Eli Morrison, and tonight
Eli, what are you doing? This is my show. Get the hell off. Get the hell out of here. I tried pulling this stunt last year. It doesn't work. All right, well, now that he's gone. Pre-recorded from Marist College, this is Studio A.
Welcome to Studio A, MCTV's original variety show, starring Tyler McGuigan, Eli Morrison, Chris Smith, Val Cervello, Evan Denome, and Gabby Guerrero. Tonight's trending topics panel, Kiersten Buckley and Aiden Copchonak. And our special guests, Alyssa Borelli and Emma Hersey-Powers. Now please welcome your host, Tyler McGuigan.
Hey, what's up? What up, guys? It's your boy, Tyler McGuigan. Anyone see that trailer for that new Buzz Lightyear movie? I think it looks way more serious than it should be. Also, I just think the title is funny. Lightyear. They did that thing that a lot of films do when they want to be taken seriously, and they just use the surname of the character that the film is about as the title. Makes me think of films like Lincoln, Trumbo, Bronson, Snowden, Riddick. Joker doesn't have a last name, but if he did, you know damn well they would have used it for that title of his movie. There's also that new Willy Wonka film coming out, just titled Wonka, and the fact that they casted Timothée Chalamet as Wonka just shows that they're going to be taking that film very seriously. Anyway, I can't say Lightyear doesn't look good, though. Plus, the fact that Pixar is doing it means that it's bound to be good, so I'll check it out when it releases. We have a good show for you guys tonight. I say that every episode, but that's because every episode is a good show. And I have my good friends, Emma and Alyssa, coming on for an interview. Plus, on this episode's panel, we'll be talking about Dune and when the proper time for Christmas decorations and music is. And we've even got more than that. So without wasting any more time, let's move on with the show. Coming on to talk about Marist's children's theater production, we have Emma Hersey-Powers and Alyssa Borelli. Welcome, gals.
Thanks for having us. Thank you for having us. Yeah, this is fun.
Awesome. Well, tell our show about the play you guys are doing this year. What play are you guys doing?
We're doing a production called Alice at Wonderland.
Alice, you mean Alice in Wonderland?
Alice at Wonderland.
Why is it called Alice at Wonderland?
It is a modernized version. Alice has a cell phone that doesn't work the entire show, so it's,
Oh, at as in like the at symbol?
Yes.
Oh boy. This is, well, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. I would just say that is a creative decision that I would not have made.
Well, it's a show written specifically for children to put on for them. It's only an hour and a half, but yeah, they do it every year at Marist. It's called Children's Theater, and usually we perform for kids in the Poughkeepsie area. Unfortunately, because of COVID this year, we're going to have to record the performances because the kids are unvaccinated, but we're looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, what roles are you two playing in this fine production?
I am playing Alice.
No, of course. Oh, wow, that's a big role.
Thank you.
That's the lead. What about you, Alyssa?
I'm about to top it, ready? Okay. I am playing door number 2 and guard number 1. So I'm playing 2 roles. So honestly, who's winning?
They casted you as a door?
Yeah, a talking door. So I actually speak.
Oh, a talking door. So the door has lines. Does someone walk through you?
I try to. They don't let me.
Oh, damn, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I threatened to break them down.
She's so mean.
Damn.
Spoiler alert.
So who's directing this production?
Ashley Caterano?
Yep, Ashley Caterano is our director, and then our stage manager is Willow Waltemeyer, and they're both incredible people.
Awesome. That is awesome. I gotta say, it sounds like an interesting production with the modern changes and stuff. What would you say is your favorite scene in the play? You both can give me one.
I think my favorite would probably be the tea party scene, which is a take on the classic Mad Hatter tea party scene, but it's a little bit more They just make jokes about Google the entire time, pretty much, but they think Google's a person.
Oh, nice. What about you, Alyssa?
I would probably say the Queen of Hearts scene. We have great actors playing the King and Queen of Hearts, and it's really funny when they get confused by a lot of the modernized words that Alice is using. So it's a fun take on it.
So they don't know about the
No.
modern. They don't know like selfie and lit and
Yeah, the people of Wonderland are not up with the times, but
Damn.
I think too.
I don't want to live there.
Just to mention, like Alyssa said, we have so many great actors that we're working with in both casts. They double cast the show because usually there's about 10 performances
Oh.
with the children coming in and out, and then the actual performances for Marist. But then COVID.
Well, here's an interesting question. What are both of you? What is your favorite line in the show, if you can tell us?
I think mine would have to be when I'm looking for the Cheshire Cat and I say, "Here, puss, puss."
That is a great line. Interesting line.
See, I don't have anything to top that. In fact, I can't remember any of my lines currently. I am off book.
Don't you have like only 17?
You know,
you
Sleeping
said?
Beauty had 17 lines in her own movie, so haha.
Really? Is that a fact?
That is a fact.
That's awful.
I would say my favorite line would probably say, I bet it's a pizza roll after Alice has presented a cake. So there is an example of a more modern take.
Nice. What made you guys want to audition for this show? Did you guys know what the show was before auditioning for it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think at the time when I auditioned, I was just like, I want to do a show at Marist. I hadn't done one. This is my first show at Marist. And I thought children's theater is usually the funniest show to do. Like, even if the shows are kind of ridiculous in a way, like, everyone always has fun doing them. Mm-hmm. So it seemed like a great way to start my theater introduction at Marist.
Yeah, I would say that too. Children's theater is a long tradition at Marist. It's like basically where you make most of your theater friends, because like everyone's included in the cast. There's really no cuts, and like every part is important, even door number 2. And so it's just a lot of love, and you're doing it for kids. Like, it's just so fun.
I will be honest, I never heard of children's theater until this year. And I'm a senior.
Gotta get involved in the culture, man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's because COVID took away most of your college experience.
Yeah.
That was
It was
dark.
about 50-50 by now. But like, I even like freshman and like sophomore year, I didn't know about it. My last question is, well, I think I know the answer, but how many shows have you two done at Marist?
Like I said, this is my first.
This is your first?
I did Marist Monologues last year, which was unfortunately live streamed, but still a great performance. And I also wrote a play in the Playwrights Festival last year.
Wow.
And she won.
Wow, you did? What was the play?
It was called Haunted by Her. It's on YouTube, actually. You can look up our Marist Playwrights Festival, and you'll find all 5 plays on there and the amazing actors and directors who put all their work and time into it. There will be another Playwrights Festival this year, so please come. So I did that. Those are the 2 main shows that ran last year, and then I was prop master for Heidi, and now I'm in children's, so getting a lot of experience.
Wow, you're busy, aren't you?
I know.
Already a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. And already getting busy. All right, well, thank you very much, Emma and Alyssa, for coming on the show. It was a pleasure talking with you two. Stay tuned for our panel discussion coming up next. On this episode, to talk all things trending, we have Kiersten Buckley and Aiden Copchonak. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for
Great to
having
be
me.
here.
So recently, the new sci-fi film Dune came out, based on the book of the same name written by Frank Herbert, which is considered the greatest science fiction story of all time. Thus, understandably, there's been a lot of hype surrounding the film. Do you guys think that it lives up to it?
Yes and no. I really enjoyed the CG. That was amazing. And the costumes were wonderful. Like all of the sand, how they did that was just like, oh, that was insane.
It looked beautiful. Every frame of the movie looked like it could have been a painting.
Yes.
It really looked beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I love that director, Denis Villeneuve. Like, I don't know
did
if
Blade Runner, right?
Yes, he
Yeah.
did Blade Runner 2049, which is like honestly one of my top 5 like favorite films of all time. Like, it's one of the rare cases where like a sequel is better than the original. I think Blade Runner 2049 is way better than like the original Blade Runner. But it looks like he just took Dune, like, and he was like, all right, I'm just gonna make the most beautiful movie ever made, and like literally every shot is like you said, it's like a painting. Like any shot could be like a wallpaper on my computer screen. I think everyone was surprised when it first came out that it was actually a part 1. Like, maybe some people knew, but they didn't really make that clear in the marketing. Like, all the trailers just said Dune, 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 and like a lot of the trailers were showing things that were later to come. That a lot of the cool shots that they showed in the trailer ended up being just like visions that Paul was having in the movie, like a part where he's like in that battle and he's like stabbing the guy. I was like, whoa, he looks like he's in like a Power Ranger suit, but. But when you're actually watching the movie, the title comes up and it says Dune Part 1. So you're like, oh, okay.
No, the marketing definitely led everybody on, and I thought it was very interesting how they had Zendaya promote a lot of it, which is great, but she was barely in it, which is fine, but then why have her promote all of it?
I think she's going to play a much bigger part in the second part, obviously. I think I knew going in that it was a part 1. I was informed of that. I just didn't know that it was going to end in such an awkward place. It felt like the movie was building up to something the whole time, and then that didn't really happen. I think the final part, the final climactic part, was just like a scrappy fight between 2 guys, and that was it. And then they just walk off, and then they're done.
Basically, like a fight for honor. Like, it seemed like a kind of a pointless fight.
And it seemed very effortless on Paul's part.
Just like, they were saying like Zendaya was like, this guy's like the greatest fighter we have.
And then like 3 times he could have killed him, and he just
Okay.
It's like, okay, Paul.
And then so cliche. No, literally, it's very cliche. They just like walked off into the sunset. Like, okay.
So I watched a lot of reviews. I looked at a lot of reviews before I watched it, so I knew going in that it wasn't going to be like a complete story, and I knew it was a part 1. I knew that it was going to be unsatisfying because that's what everyone has been saying about it. So I was like, all right. So I tempered my expectations, but still, even like after watching it, I got to the end. I'm like, damn. It's like it shows that it's good because it leaves me wanting more. Because like I loved everything else, but I remember it got to like the hour and a half point.
Yeah.
And I said, we only have an hour left in this movie, and we've only gone through Act 1. Like, and then like the rest of the movie is just half of an act.
Yeah, I think that I didn't know what to expect going in, but when I watched it, I was originally disappointed by the lack of, characterization. I felt like they didn't feel like real people to me. But then I started thinking of it in the sense as like not like a modern day hero as we think of it, more like a Greek hero or like a Shakespearean hero where they're a noble and they are, destined to do something. And when I thought about it like that, it made it a little bit better. Okay. I just had to, redefine what a hero is, because Paul's not. I mean, he's like a good guy. He's like he's the chosen one, but he does do some bad things in order to reach his goals in this movie, which I think is a very classic way of looking at it.
Yeah. Well, all in all, I think we can all say that our feelings about this movie are in the future are going to depend on the second part, whether or not this next part is good. Yeah. That will pretty much decide whether or not I love this first part. So, well, with that being said, I think we're out of time for this topic. Stay tuned to see where Gabby tours next on another episode of MCTV Cribs.
Hi, I'm Gabby, your host of MCTV Cribs. We're here at O'Shea 3202. Let's go check it out.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
I've been expecting you to come in. Okay.
So, even though we're filming this on December 3rd, we still have some of our Halloween decorations, as you see here, and also as you may have seen on the front door. I don't know, I got lazy, I never took them down. I kind of like them. I don't really want to take them down yet until I get Christmas decorations. But
It's never too late for Halloween.
this is the common area. You'll see some of the pretty lights that we have here. It makes it really nice for hangouts and stuff. You'll notice a thing about this apartment that's different from most Garland apartments is that it's spaced out differently and it's bigger than your typical Garland apartment, which is actually pretty nice. Like, usually for those at home deciding, where you're gonna live, for most apartments in this building, picture this space like cut in half, and that's usually like your common area. But this is actually bigger than what you normally get. The trade-off, at least with just this apartment, is that it's handicap accessible, which means everything is much lower to the ground. And also, by far, the worst part about it is the automatic sinks. It's terrible. I hate the automatic sinks. I don't understand how that is supposed to make a handicapped person's life easier. It has been nothing but an annoyance to everyone who lives here. The cabinets are all kind of lower too, which is kind of nice. You don't have to reach as high to get your things. We got some nice standard appliances here. Got my Darth Vader toaster, so highly recommend one of these if you want Darth Vader's face on your toast. Garland apartments also come with a dishwasher, which makes washing dishes much easier. Doesn't have an oven though. If you want an oven, you're gonna have to live in Fulton or the West Cedar buildings, because this only gives you a microwave / convection oven.
How many people are normally in the Garland apartments?
4. The rooms are also kind of laid out differently. Usually Garland apartments are all just laid out in a straight line, and you have 2 rooms, a common area, and then 2 more rooms. The way this one is laid out is like you got the front door, you got like a little hallway, you got 3 rooms all together, and then you turn a corner, and then you have 1 room here.
And there's one shower and bath.
Yes, the shower and the bathroom are both connected in the same room here. Your shower room and toilet room. Which is not normally the case. Usually you have 1 shower room and 1 toilet room. But here again, with the layout, it's all in 1 room, which hasn't been it hasn't been a problem really. Again, automatic sinks.
Thank God.
An annoyance. One thing I love about these sinks in these Garland apartments is that they have mirrors on either side, and so you always get to like look at yourself from like all angles, and it's very weird and surreal. It's like, wow, I usually don't get to see the back of my head like that. But also because there's these 2 mirrors like opposite each other, when you look in, it's kind of like you're staring into the void, and you see like infinite mirrors. It's crazy. Also, with this being a bigger common area and bigger apartment, we get more windows. We have 6 altogether here, kind of like in a little bit of a U shape. But the problem is because we're on the 2nd floor, and because we're close to the entrance, we're facing like the side that the entrance is on. We don't really get that great of a view, and we really mostly keep these blinds down because we're kind of just staring straight out to anyone who's walking outside, and it's kind of creepy. So I just kind of keep that closed.
At least you can see what everyone's wearing, so you can determine what the weather is.
Yeah. I mean, we can always tell when it's a bar night because we'll see like cabs pulled up outside. And why don't we check out my room now?
Okay.
So this is my room. Yes. It's a little messy. I have LED lights, as you can see, and because it is December, I have them as Christmas colors, which is kind of nice. They're nice and complementary to each other, and especially when I turn this ugly light off, it's very nice, and it gives a nice vibe. I'll turn this back on so you can see my posters. I probably have more posters than anyone I know in my room.
Oh, you've seen my room.
That is true. Your room did have a lot of art on the walls. This is kind of like my Star Wars corner. So I have my Mandalorian stuff. Rise of Skywalker, which I keep on the back of my door because I hated that movie, but I got this poster from a friend for free. So it's like, all right, I'll put it on the door so that when the door is open, it gets covered. And then an Empire Strikes
I like that
poster.
That's fun.
Yeah. As you go along the wall, you have artwork from my favorite video game and then my favorite movie. I usually keep that one right above my pillow. And I always have the Pulp Fiction poster near my bed. Then I got some John Wick, some Avengers, Endgame, Rick and Morty, because I'm a giant Rick and Morty fan.
Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Yep. Soldier Boy. American flag there because, you know, America, am I right? Batman is my favorite superhero, so I have a couple Batman posters. I have that one, and then this one over here, and then I have one from The Dark Knight. And then I'm a huge DC fan. I'm a DC over Marvel kind of guy, so.
What?
Yeah. This is also kind of like my superhero corner. Superhero / comic book. So I have like DC stuff, I got Daredevil, Unbreakable, which is technically a superhero film, and then Walking Dead, which is a comic book. And my desk is kind of a mess right now. But yeah, this is my room. I spend most of my time in here. Got my PS5. I don't know if the people watching at home have been lucky enough to secure a PS5, but I was, and I love it, and I unfortunately don't have much time to play it these days.
So what does the room come with, and what do you recommend people bring from home?
The room doesn't come with much. It comes with a desk and a bed and a dresser, and that's about it. You get a closet too. Actually, I will say, for those who want to live in Garland, you will not need to bring your own mirror because they give you one. They give you a full body mirror here on your closet door. The other good thing about this particular apartment, because it's handicap accessible, this is the one time the handicap accessibility actually comes in handy for us. And it's when, for your closets, everything is a lot lower. So you can actually stack a lot more on your closet shelf, which is nice. I recommend you bring a rug, bed sheets, blankets, of course, and then
Refrigerator?
a mini fridge, yes. The last thing I'll say is, with these rooms, Garland is very weird with its windows. No one ever has like the same style of windows, or there's many different variations of windows that you can have. I got lucky where I have at least 2 normal sized windows on 2 different walls, but there's one person in particular here who has just one prison window. It literally looks like a prison window. It's like this skinny and like that tall, and he only has, that's his only window in his entire room. And so that is kind of depressing. My other friend has one of those and then another normal window like this. And then my other housemate, Brandon, just has like a massive window. It's like 3 of these all connected together just on one wall. So,
That's really weird.
Yeah, you gotta go. It's, you know, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't get lucky. But I will say, if you want to live in this apartment, stay away from E. E is the one with just one prison window.
Are all the rooms about like the same size?
No, this is actually the biggest room here in this apartment. The other ones are kind of standard Garland size. This one is a little bigger than your typical Garland apartment. I got lucky because I was the group leader, so I got to pick the biggest room. One more thing I want to say about this apartment in particular. Well, the apartments that are like this in O'Shea, you have one on this is the one on the second floor. There's also one on the third floor and fourth floor. If you go on the housing selection website, when you go to pick housing every year, they're all labeled wrong. The rooms, they're all labeled wrong. And I learned that the hard way so here you have C, D, E, F, but on the diagram on the website it was F, E, D, C. And so I wanted this room, and I was like, okay, I'll pick room F. And then I got here on move-in day to realize I had the complete opposite room that I picked. And so that was a whole ordeal. We needed everyone in the house to like email housing. So just a heads up, if you plan on living in an apartment like this. The other thing is, I don't know why they would have a handicap accessible apartment on the second floor. Usually that's, a ground floor thing. Don't know why they would have it on the second floor. There's no ramps in this building.
There's no way of getting out. There's a fire.
Yeah, there's a fire. There's an elevator, but there's no ramps.
Thank you, Tyler, for showing us your apartment. Why do you like living here?
I like living here. I didn't think I would like living here. I was more of a townhouse person. I didn't think I would ever want to live in these Gartland buildings. So I always felt like, oh, it's more like a hotel. I want to live in a house. But honestly, after living in this apartment especially, I've definitely been won over. It's also kind of nice, like with the townhouses here, you get a lot of housemates. And sometimes that can be a little too much. With these Gartland apartments, you only have 3 other people that you're living with. It's a lot smaller, a lot more calm and quiet. So I like living here, especially I think this is a good place to live for my last year on campus.
Yay, okay, well thank you so much, and
thank you for coming.
Yeah, come to Gartland.
Welcome back. Well, it is November 1st today, which means Halloween is over, which also means that the world decides that it is now Christmas time, with Christmas decorations already popping up in stores even before Halloween. Before you know it, we'll be hearing Christmas music in stores and on the radio. I think this is absolutely ridiculous, as we still have another big holiday to get through before Christmas. But what do you guys think? Is it too soon to be spreading the Christmas cheer?
Yes.
Definitely. I think that I think we're all in agreement. I think most people can agree that after Thanksgiving, that's when it's acceptable, to start putting up your decorations, start listening to your music. But before then, between Halloween and Thanksgiving, do it on your own time, because I know some people absolutely hate it, and I would hate to be listening to Christmas music if someone didn't want to listen to it, especially if they're not in the mood, they're not in the season, like they're forcing their Christmas spirit on me.
All of the early Christmas music listeners, they seem to force it. They're posting everywhere, like, oh, Mariah Carey, like, we get it.
Enough with Mariah Carey.
I know, enough. We need a new one, like they said. We need a new song.
Mm-hmm.
I think there needs to be time to let it breathe, and I think that time is between Halloween and Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Halloween just ended. It was actually before Halloween even ended, they already had Christmas decorations. When was this? This was like on Friday. I went to get things for a Halloween party, and in Stop and Shop, they already had the aisle that they use for holidays was already filled with Christmas stuff. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, it is too soon. We got Thanksgiving.
I went to the Home Depot near campus like a week ago, and the entire corner of the store is already full of Christmas trees and the inflatables and all of them. I'm like, Halloween is in a week. Like, we didn't even get there yet.
Thanksgiving is important too. Like, it's nice.
Exactly.
People undervalue Thanksgiving. We need to
really
represent
do.
it.
They're all quick to think about Christmas. Like, yeah, Christmas, Santa, Mariah Carey, all that. It's like, by the time it gets to December, we're already going to be sick of it.
Yeah.
So you start too soon.
We already are, I feel like.
We can't keep this going for 2 months.
I think the good thing about the Christmas season is that it's short, and not in the sense that I don't like it, but in the sense that it's 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 short, it's sweet, and it's something for everyone to look forward to.
And,
So some people just try to force it.
This is coming from a guy who absolutely adores Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday. It is my
too.
favorite
Yeah,
time of
I
year.
think
I love December, but it is too much when you can't spoil it. You can't spoil that feeling. You can't spoil the Christmas cheer. You gotta savor it. Can't have it all the time.
And I think it's something that comes naturally too.
Yes.
You can feel when it's Christmas time. You can't just say, all right, November 1st, it is Christmas time.
You can also feel when it's forced, and right now it is being forced.
So forced.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Black Friday, that is like a perfect starting point
Yeah.
for Christmas. Because, that's when most people get their shopping done and get all the great deals. And, that's the part. I like the I don't know, the gift giving aspect.
Yeah.
Christmas
Oh, yeah.
a lot. And,
Best part.
the great deals you get at the mall and stores and online. But all right, well, I'm glad we're all in agreement. We didn't have much of a debate there. That's all the time we have for the panel. Thanks a bunch, Kiersten and Aiden, for hopping on for this episode. Now stick around for our bi-weekly news update.
Howdy, audience. Back for the second episode, big surprise to everyone, of Evan on the Street with...
Shannon Emery.
My name is Rayvon.
Brian.
Jordan.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the show. Shannon, nice to meet you, Shannon. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you guys on the show. Jordan, nice to meet you. Have you been following any of the news surrounding the new movie Spider-Man No Way From Home?
Oh, I haven't actually.
So, as we were just talking about, I was trying to get Shannon here's take on the NFL's recruitment of O.J. Simpson. Yeah.
He said, "Mama, I'm on TV."
Who's private? You want to be private?
Look at him, he's so scary.
House of Gucci, yes, I heard about that movie too.
Yeah.
What do you think about Lady Gaga's accent in that movie?
I know there's been a lot of flack about her maybe having a Russian accent versus Italian, but I have to see it for myself, and I'll give you the review.
Because I heard that in an interview with Insider Magazine, she said she was going for more Czechoslovakian because she felt that embodied the Italian spirit more. They're actually going to do, since Disney bought Warner Brothers, we're going to get Shaggy and Scooby-Doo coming up in the movie. What's your take on that?
What?
So your take on that was what again?
I think it's ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous? He plays really well. He's like, what, 77, and he scored 3 touchdowns already.
He killed his wife.
Derrick Rose in the Knicks. Do you hear what he did? He's campaigning to change the uniform.
Oh, no, what's it? Change the uniform to what, though?
So see, he got the shorts length around, like basketball shorts lengths are around here, right? He's trying to ask him to go shorter because they hinder his mobility.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you think about that?
Everybody do, bro.
But he also wants to like change the tank top too. He wants to have it more in this way, like kind of like where you see half the nipple. What do you think? Would you like to see Scooby-Doo and Spider-Man?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of Scooby-Doo.
Why is that?
What do you mean? I don't know. I dig Scooby-Doo.
He also threw a huge like celebration party with all 59 players of the team he was joined to.
He's probably gonna murder all of them too.
God damn!
Oh yeah, nah. That's
crazy.
That do sound crazy.
The jersey not gonna look the same. Like,
Nah, the pants above the knees. That's
Because like people
self-explanatory.
rock jerseys regular, so now if we put a jersey on, now your nipples is coming out. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, you can make it leak whatever you want. Like you can make it leak apple juice, and you could drink that.
No, this is where I'm going to have to cut the conversation.
All right. This has been Evan on the Street, chugging through episode 2. Let's go, baby. I have my shoes tied this time, so I don't think you're going to get a feet shot, but, maybe next time. Let's see if we get a 3rd episode.
Hello, and welcome back to the Bi-Weekly Update, where we bring you the news that really matters. I'm Chris.
And I'm Val.
LeBron James has recently commented on the ending of Squid Game and how he didn't like it. The creator of the show responded with, "Have you seen Space Jam 2?
Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson were spotted holding hands at a theme park this past week. As if 2021 couldn't get weirder, I don't know about you guys, but I think Pete Davidson deserves his own masterclass on how to date unobtainable people. I'd for sure watch that instead of manifesting so much.
A hiker was lost for 24 hours and ignored calls from rescuers because they were unknown numbers. This person would literally rather die than speak to someone trying to get them to extend their car warranty.
Can we talk about all the incredible Halloween costumes that we saw this past weekend? Lizzo as Baby Yoda was definitely one of the best costumes I've ever seen. However, without context, I just know how scary that costume might have appeared to someone not familiar with Baby Yoda. Another show-stopping costume was Harry Styles' Dorothy costume. I'd for sure want to walk down the yellow brick road if it meant he was at the end of it.
The city of Winnipeg has fixed a curb that was damaged 28 years ago. The most interesting part of this is that it was repaired 16 years earlier than planned. This was so unimportant to the city that they were willing to procrastinate fixing it for 44 years. I know I procrastinate my homework a lot, but I'm not nearly that bad.
Instead of putting your broomsticks and spiders away due to Halloween coming to an end, I suggest keeping them out to steer Mariah Carey's All Around for Christmas away. It's that time of year again where that song is playing at every single place in the world. Malls, hospitals, nail salons, gas stations, and even funeral homes. Speaking as a former child who loved Christmas, I think the world deserves a new anthem. I'd be more than happy to take over in becoming the new songwriter and performer for the next generation's Christmas anthem.
A Houston lawyer wore a Michael Myers costume to court because the judge triple dog dared him. I hear he killed it. I'm sorry, that was the worst joke I've ever made on this show, which is really saying something. That's all we have for tonight. I'm Chris.
And I'm Val. Good night.
Tonight, as Eli and I continue our efforts to prove that I'm the better man, we will be playing a game of old-fashioned rock, paper, scissors. We'll do best 4 out of 7. How do you feel about that?
Sounds great.
All right, let's get this show started.
All right.
Let's not delay the inevitable.
Fair enough.
All right. I'm gonna throw scissors, by the way.
Okay.
Shit. I was gonna go with paper at first. I was like, damn. I was trying to throw you off, but then I messed up. So it's okay. Okay. That's 2 for me, 1 for you.
Yep.
That's 3.
It's going great.
Yeah, it's going great for me. All right, don't get cocky, Tyler. Okay. Wow, easy, too easy. I guess, once again, I proved that I'm just better than Eli, which shows that the quiz show game was once again rigged. Okay, that's all the time we have for now. I want to thank our panelists, Kiersten and Aiden, for joining us, as well as Emma and Alyssa for coming on. You can see our show on our YouTube page, MCTVHD, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram for Studio A. I'm Tyler McGuigan, and remember, keep it classy.
Hello. And welcome to the Biweekly Update, where we bring you the news. Fucking Christ.